Welcome back everybody to another video, and today I am counting down the top 10 figures in my entire collection. Now, you may be wondering, why are there 5 figures in the middle of the ring? And those 5 figures are my honorable mentions that just missed the count. And so I'm going to start off over here. This is the ringside exclusive Undertaker Elite with a head swap from the Greatest Hits Series 1 Elite, and it poses around. Its legs are like butter. It's very nice. I feel like this the Undertaker never really like wore this, like with the makeup and the black hair and the jeans and stuff, but I just feel like it embodies the Undertaker really well, and so that is why this is in my honorable mentions. But like I said, there are 10 figures that are better than it. Now, up next, we have the late, great Brody Lee. Rest in peace. Just like The Undertaker, it's a big man figure, which normally doesn't pose around great. This one, you can do the big boot. The only thing I don't really like about it is how, like, if you bend it, it pops off really easily. But that's it. All in all, it's a really great figure. Now, up next, we have the Ultimate Edition Series 14 Hulk Hogan. Spectacular figure. I mean, like I said, there's 10 figures that I like personally better than this one. You may not agree with my list, but this is my personal list. And anyways, I like this figure a lot. I would definitely put it in like a top 20, but it does not make the top 10. Now up next is a figure that would have made the top 10 if I didn't have to replace the head sculpt, because it seems like everyone else likes it, but I really do not like that man bun screaming head sculpt. I'm just gonna put it right there on the side so you can see it. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it, and so I switched out the head sculpt. And this figure is sensational. I just wish I didn't have to like head swap it. And finally, we have the AEW Series 1 Cody Rhodes. I put the Unrivaled 4 skin tone on it. And again, it would have been my top 5 if the skin tone wasn't awful. And I know they replaced it and redid the figure, but they shouldn't have had to do that in the first place. So that is why that's not my top 10. Now let's get into the actual top 10. So coming in at number 10, we have the AEW Unrivaled Series 4 Kenny Omega. This figure looks amazing. It looks like ripped like he is in real life. Let me just move this rope out of the way. The attire is great on it. I love it. The only things I don't like is just the screaming head sculpt. I wish they would have just gave him a normal one. And if you do too many V triggers, the paint starts chipping off on the leg here. But other than that, it is a sensational figure, and I recommend it to anyone who wants to get it. Although by now I think the prices have skyrocketed for this figure, because it's a really good figure. Pose is very nice. The joints are tight, but not too tight. The ratchet is, you can't even hear it. It's that buttery smooth. The ball joint here hasn't gotten loose. The leg joints haven't gotten loose. This is when they first started making the ankle joints down here like tighter. And it is just much better than the AEW Unrivaled Series 1. And I think the only figures that are better than it is maybe the Unrivaled, Unmatched Series 1, I mean, and the Supreme. But that's about it. It's a great figure. Now coming in at number 9, we have the Elite Series 72 Buddy Murphy. This figure is absolutely amazing. The figure is great. The arms move around nice. These are the Elite 84 arms with a kick pad and knee pad swap, and Ultimate Edition Target exclusive Batista elbow pad. But those aren't necessary for it to be a good figure. It's a good figure overall. I just feel like I upgraded the figure personally for myself, and I feel like it is sensational. The joints are great. I'm very glad that they didn't give him the Daniel Bryan torso and actually gave him the more ripped up torso. The head scan looks very similar to him. The joints are tight. Nothing's like super loose. The legs move like butter, knees bend great. The only thing I'm not really fond of is just the tassels here on the side. Because whenever you bend the knee, it kind of like bends them. And you can see that one's kind of like bending there. The paint is kind of like chipping off and stuff like that. That's not really great, but everything else about the figure is absolutely awesome, and that's why I put it here at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the Ultimate Edition Series 4 Shawn Michaels. This figure is very nice. I do not have the Amazon exclusive Fan Takeover Ultimate, but I do have this one. It's very nice. It's much better than the Elite 19 that I have. The head skin looks very similar to him. Double jointed elbows. The toe pivot on the toes and stuff. The joints are tight, not very big. It has ratchet joints. I would much prefer to see ball joint. Oh wait, it is ratchet joints. It just feels much tighter. It feels like a ratchet joint, which is not great, because if it feels like a ratchet joint, it's not great. This is why I much prefer to see ball joints, and it feels like a ratchet joint, so much so that I thought it was a ratchet joint. But it is tight though. It feels good. Ultimate Edition torsos can't really bend over great. Like, that's all it can do, which is just standing up straight. And so, yeah, it comes in at number 8. I'm Dr. Seuss. Woo! And coming in at number 7 is the AEW Unrivaled Series 2 Dustin Rhodes. Now, I am just completely joking. This figure is garbage. The real number 7 is the ringside exclusive coffin drop Darby Allin. This figure is absolutely amazing. Poses around beautifully. You could turn this figure into a pretzel if your heart desired it. Double jointed legs, arms, the torso, even though it's practically the same as the ultimate torsos, they make this part like soft so you can like actually bend the torso. The only thing is if you bend it too much, the torso will pop off. But I'm not even bending his legs, and that's how much he's bending. He has scoliosis right now. That's how great of a bend that is. It's a fantastic figure. Joints move around so smooth. I like how they had the detail to put those neon lines on the shoes. That's attention to detail. And the little flap thing on the back of the boot. The face paint just looks awesome. They got the little tattoo on the chest, which is mostly covered by face paint and body paint. They got the tattoos on the arms. They even painted his nails like black-ish. Like if you can see that at all. They painted his nails black. It's just a great figure and with some great accessories, but I'm just judging it based off of the figure. It's very nice. Very nice. Couldn't have asked for any more. Now coming in at number 6, we have the Ultimate Edition Series 9 Stone Cold Steve Austin. This figure is very nice. It's an Ultimate. This is, I'm pretty sure, the first line where both of the Ultimate Edition figures had the butterfly joints, because the Ric Flair, which I have up here on my shelf, and the Stone Cold Steve Austin from that set both had double jointed arms. They still have the pinless joints, which honestly I prefer them. I mean, not pinless, the pinned joints. And honestly, I prefer the arms and legs having the pins, because it just allows for more customization. But the figure, I will admit, does look a bit more aesthetically pleasing without the pins. But just the pins make it more customizable. The legs have the pins. Although this figure from the very beginning did not have this second knee brace, I added that on myself. The joints, the butterfly joints were kind of loose, which is something they have changed recently. They made the butterfly joints more tight, but this is the first series, and this series had loose butterfly joints. The tattoo and the boots are accurate. The head scan looks just like them. Not much torso bend, but more than that, Shawn Michaels. It comes with the vest, comes with a t-shirt. Very nice figure, and that's why I put it at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have the WWE Elite Series 92 Adam Cole, baby. Now, this figure I've been waiting for this figure for a long, long time because I had the Elite 72 Roderick Strong, the Elite 79 Bobby Fish, and the Elite 80 Kyle O'Reilly, all in their matching camo gear from War Games 2018. And I saw Adam Cole in AEW, and my first thought was, crap, we aren't gonna finish the Undisputed Elite set of 4 in the camo gear. And then in February of the year later, we finally got the figure. It looks great, still kind of give him like tiny little legs, but I guess it works. I had to switch out the knee pads because I hate those big knee pads because they restrict so much posability. And I hacked off the sleeves and a little bit from the bottom of the shirt so it's a bit more accurate to what he actually wore. But that's not important right now. What is important is the actual figure, which poses around great. There's no looseness. The torso, the arms, the shoulders, everything is nice and tight like you'd want a figure to be. And there's not really much to say other than it's one of the best figures in my collection. Now coming in at number 4 is my custom jeans, like promo look Stone Cold Steve Austin. It is a very nice figure in my personal opinion. It poses around great. The AJ Styles WrestleMania Elite from the Boneyard match is the figure I used. Poses around great. Couldn't have asked for any more. And I used the Stone Cold Elites. Not Elite. I used the head from the Ultimate Edition. I just really enjoy this figure. Nobody else has this figure but me. And it's very nice. So yeah, get stunned. Now approaching the top 3, we have the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam. This figure is absolutely amazing. They did not have True Effects technology for this figure, which kind of sucked, but it still looks like Rob Van Dam pretty good. The Tiger gear is very great. The RVD on the back. I had to switch out the knee pads because they were the big knee pads, which actually turned out to be inaccurate because he wore the smaller open knee pads. So I don't know what in the world they were thinking, but double jointed arms are great. The wrist tape hands, very nice. We don't see many of black wrist tape hands too often. The only thing I'm not big on is, like I said, the knee pads, and it's also kind of loose, the torso, but that's just mine. And also, if I post it like that, it's not gonna fall over or anything. So it works. It gets the job done. It's very nice, and I love this figure. Now let's move on to numero dos. Coming in at number 2 is my custom Bryan Danielson Elite using the Elite 73 Danielson as the base with the Elite 79 head scan and a basic knee swap. I also swapped out the arms for double jointed white wrist tape arms. And this figure poses around very nice. You can do anything that Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson does. Yes kicks, label lock, you name it, he can do it, and it is very, very spectacular. I just love this figure so much, and that's why I put it at number 2, only because there's one figure that I like even better. Now let's get to that one. And finally, my favorite figure in my entire collection is the Ultimate Edition Series 4 Brock Lesnar. This figure is a beast. It poses around super smooth. The torso, tattoo, looks super nice, and the back tattoo with the meat hooks and the weird skull thing. The shoulder tattoos are there. The head scan looks just like him before he grew out his beard. The knees pose great. You can completely just kick somebody's head off. The toe pivot is very nice. The ankle pivot. The boots are very nice. The sculpting on these boots is very nice, and I don't think we've seen it with any other figure. Maybe other Brock Lesnar figures, but like nobody else. It's very nice, and it could totally knock the absolute crap out of you in your sleep or when you're awake. Doesn't matter. It'll beat you up because it is just that good. The details on this figure is just so nice. There's even like little hair details or whatever on the back of the head. Because like you can't see it, but there is hair there because that just isn't shaved, I guess. I don't know. It just is a very nice figure, and maybe the Ultimate Edition Series 15 is better, but I do not own it. So this is what I got to work with, and it is spectacular. Well, I would like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and while you're down there, might as well hit that like button because it takes no effort and is completely free. So that'll do it for this time, and I'll make sure to see you all in the next one. Peace. That was crappy dominoes. Let me fix that.